the president is taking leadership on this issue. You know, he's very compassionate on this issue. He understands it, and he's taking a lot of courage. He's willing to work, you know, and to get something done. I think it's necessary that we need border security. We need the security out there, the technology, the infrastructure. As far as the Democrats, I'm a little confused as what their message is. I'm a little confused as what they believe in, and so for me, it's more appealing to appeal to my values and something that aligns with those.
That's Dreamer Hilario Yanez appearing on Fox News saying Democrats like Nancy Pelosi are using him and others like him as political pawns. Last week, House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi tried to hold up the budget deal with a marathon 8-hour speech demanding legislation in support of so-called dreamers, illegal immigrants brought to the United States as children by their parents. Joining me now, Trump 2020 Campaign Advisory Board member Madison Gesiotto and former Hillary for America National Finance Committee member Al Mottur. Great to see you both.
Good to be with you.
Al, a dreamer supporting Trump. Do you think he's underrepresented in the media, Al?
Well, I imagine there's plenty of dreamers who, in the abstract, support a proposal to give them a path to citizenship. The problem is that the president's proposals will also impede the rights of many others who are trying to come lawfully to this country. And
wait, let me hang on. This dreamer, Hilario Yanez, also supports border security. He supports a wall. He also supports ending the family immigration policies that have weakened basically a lot of cities with certain forms of crime, certainly terrorism. We've seen that, Al. I mean, it's not just the dreamer status. He's saying it's much more that he supports for Trump.
And the Democrats are willing to give the president a lot of what he wants. He was in the Oval Office. He had a bipartisan meeting. He said, come to me with a bipartisan deal. I'll take the heat. Remember, he said that? I'll take the heat. And Dick Durbin and Lindsey Graham brought it to him on a platter. And he said, you know what? I don't want to take the heat. So
I think seems like he wants to push for a deal now. And we've got Chuck Grassley moving forward with 7 Republicans trying to get the Democrats, Madison, to come up with this, both sides, 60 votes you need on it. Madison, I'd like your reaction to what Hilario Yanez had to say about Democrats. Let's take a listen.
Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer really have no clear message, we have been confused. I think at the end of the day, they've been using us as pawns. The second point that I want to bring is that they should have never shut down the government over DACA. We should have never held our American people and our military hostage. There's plenty of time on the table to fix this. March 5th is the deadline, and you can see Republicans already willing to do something about it as we speak. At the end of the day, you're looking at a president that's all about results. I think he needs to meet Democrats in the middle, and he's bringing this pathway to citizenship so that we can actually finally get something done, immigration reform.
Pathway to citizenship. This dreamer said a lot about what the president is trying to do. What's your reaction, Madison?
You know what? President Trump is offering much more than many Republicans and Democrats ever expected that he would offer on this issue. He's compassionate, he cares, and he's respecting the DACA recipients as the intelligent young men and women that many of them are, instead of using them as pawns or disrespecting them as the Democrats have been doing for months. I mean, it's ridiculous, not to mention the fact that they seem confused on not only what they represent, but on what this issue really means. It's not a right of foreign citizens to come to this country and to immigrate to this country and receive citizenship. It's a privilege. And so we want to reform our immigration system and not only fix DACA and make sure that this is settled once and for all, but we want to make sure that our border is protected, and we want to make sure that we have a stronger and more clear immigration system moving forward so that we don't have issues like this in the future.
You know, Al, Brookings Institution, it's a liberal to middle-leaning kind of think tank, a gentleman was on earlier on Fox Business today saying that the U.S. is an anomaly when it comes to its immigration policies, that the immigration policies of the United States are outside of the norm and being very generous in allowing immigrants into the United States. What's the Democrats' message here? Are they trying to just obstruct just because he's President Trump?
No, I don't believe so. Like I said, there was a bipartisan deal on the table that he opposed. I think America is very generous when it comes to immigration, but that's why we're the great country that we are and always have been. And there's a deal to be had here, but the president ought to look to it for a bipartisan solution, not one.
But this is bipartisan. He's picking up the ideas of Hillary Clinton and President Obama and John Kerry. The exact same ideas. Sorry, Al, I didn't mean to cut you off. But
okay.
I see what the president said, and it almost matches what the Democrats were saying since the 1990s.
I mean, some of his proposals on so-called chain migration do match what Congresswoman Barbara Jordan talked about
and border
years
security
ago.
And a border fence. I mean, I got to say, Al, the Democrats are just obstructing just because he's President Trump.
I don't agree with that. What
it sure feels like it.
I think both parties for years and years have played politics with immigration.
But now there's a deal. Okay, enough. Now there's a deal, Madison. So why not take the deal? How come the Democrats aren't taking the deal?
Of course they're obstructing. He's offering more than what they even asked for just a few short months ago. And now they're saying, oh, no, this isn't good enough. It is true. It is true. They were asking for the people that applied for DACA to receive citizenship. He's offering a pathway to citizenship for every single person that could have applied to DACA that didn't even take the time to apply.
That's true.
I mean, how is that not offering more?
Sorry, let me hang on. Sorry, forgetting Al. That dreamer that we just showed the soundbite from, he sounded like he wants this deal. He wants a path to citizenship. That's in the deal. Go.
No, that's absolutely right. And look, both sides have to give. The Democrats have given a tremendous amount on the wall. There's not a single member of Congress.
What are they giving on the wall?
There's not a single member of Congress.
What are they giving on the wall? California has an indictment working on the wall. What are they giving on the wall?
What I'm going to tell you, there's not a single member of Congress when Trump was running for president who supported what he said on the wall. Not one. Now they're willing to give him that.
Now they're willing to verbalize. You know what? Enough. The United States, the American people want action. The president's trying to get action on this. I think we're going to have to leave it there. But you guys have been terrific. We really appreciate the hot debate. This is going down to the wire.